What's up everybody? Today I felt inspired by my old teachers always talking about my mental state and decided to challenge myself by playing all the Call of Duties I own on the hardest difficulty with only one life, and in my infinite wisdom I decided to call it the Call of Duty One Life Challenge. And I'm starting off with the classic Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Surprisingly, I did not die in the training segment of the game. I even managed to get a confirmed kill.
Nice. Your fruit killing skills are remarkable.
I decided I wasn't worthy of playing on veteran until the game's training course decided I was. Inspired by Michael Jordan's The Last Dance documentary, I put myself in a winning mentality, ran through the course, and unlocked veteran my first try. Okay, it was actually my third try, but I guess in Call of Duty terms I'm more of a bench warmer anyway. Sorry Mike, I couldn't find your shoes like Lil Bow Wow did. Anyways, after a quick movie break, I was ready to start the first mission of the game, where you roleplay as the coronavirus spreading through a cruise ship. The first real encounter I handled kinda like I handle my Warzone matches, where I sit back, look like I'm doing something by aiming down my sight, and then proceed to let my teammates handle the rest. It's a flawless strategy, I highly recommend it. The first time I really found myself in trouble in this level was in one of the later rooms, where I ran into an enemy that instead of bullets, shot red jello all over my face. But like a cam girl in a quarantine, I just wiped my face off and kept on going. Then I grabbed this important document, listened to my mixtape, and did a pull-up to end the level without any deaths. Already exceeding my expectations, I started the next level, where I was promptly killed. But to be fair, it was technically a spawn kill, so to the third level we go. This level starts off a little slower. You end up under a bridge, but it's not downtown, so there's no chili peppers. I decided to play some peekaboo with an enemy, but it turns out I kind of cheated because he thought he was playing chess this whole time. So not only did he lose in peekaboo and chess, but he also lost his one life Call of Duty challenge, so it was a pretty rough day for that guy, but I just kept moving on. The red jello bandit came back with a vengeance while I was sniping. Luckily I managed to survive, and since we were so far ahead of schedule, the people I was with kindly gave me a tour of the remains of Fire Festival before proceeding on with the rest of the level. We reached the house we needed to be at to rescue our friend Nikolai, and with a green Instagram filter I killed the first guy, the second, the third, teammate got the fourth, and we were clear to rescue Nikolai. But I made a mistake. Everybody knows 4 guys can't live in the same house together. It has to be an odd number. There was 5 in the house, and just like calculus in college, my miscalculation ended in my failure, and the one life challenge for the original Modern Warfare was over. Next up was Modern Warfare 2, where after 15 years I finally unlocked the achievement for running the course faster than a cripple would, and I was able to go on to the first mission. I defended the bridge pretty successfully, and was told to go up top to get into a Humvee quickly. But just like the bedroom, I was a little too quick, and my one life challenge ended prematurely. I started the new Modern Warfare, but shockingly it had a 30GB update for me, so I figured I'd come back to it later. Next up is Call of Duty World War II, where I survived about 30 seconds into the first mission, which is still probably longer than I actually played the game when it first came out. The next day I loaded up Modern Warfare, ready to play its campaign, but its campaign was not ready for me. It presented me with an 18GB data pack I had to download. I sadly clicked download and moved on to the next Call of Duty, which should have been Black Ops 1, which I used to own on disc but don't have it anymore. So in terms of the one life challenge, let's count it as a stillbirth and move on to Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was a game way ahead of its time. It boldly opened up with a prediction of how loyal Game of Thrones fans would feel at the end of the final season. None of the enemies in the opening really shot at me at all, so I quickly found myself aboard a helicopter trying to look for woods. I saw trees everywhere, but apparently those weren't the woods we were looking for. Because the one life challenge is going too easy so far, I jumped from a helicopter onto a boat. I know, shocking, right? And then proceeded to kill the enemies there. Sunk a couple enemy battleships. Came across what happens when you put a bunch of dudes in a shipping container with only one Nintendo Switch with Animal Crossing on it. Hey, did you get all those bells? We brought Woods outside, but he kept asking us to call him Tom Nook for some reason, and were immediately met with a helicopter. I eventually blew up the helicopter and only missed a couple of times. A little bit later, I thought I was playing multiplayer because I missed a very easy point-blank headshot. And I guess all the trees in the forest turned into people because we had an entire army chasing after us. But somehow the one life challenge continued because I didn't die, made it out of this level, and was thrown into the back of a DeLorean and found myself way in the future. In the future, they give you a cool ability which lets you turn invisible. Now this boosted my ego and made me think I could be a little bit more aggressive, not really contemplating that the enemies could still see a moving gun running around everywhere. I quickly found myself surrounded. Even though I was invisible, the bullets were not, and my one life challenge in Black Ops 2 came to an end. Next up is Black Ops 3, which offers a difficulty that's even more challenging than Veteran, called Realistic, where one shot means you're dead. Now the realistic difficulty also allows you to partake in some realistic jobs, such as an air traffic controller, a gate operator, a security camera operator, and a shooting target. Yeah, once I saw the realistic difficulty, I knew this wasn't gonna end well. Black Ops 4 has no campaign and no soul, so then I moved on to everybody's favorite Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare. Now in Advanced Warfare, you play an ODST called The Rookie, and you are dropping in the city of New Mombasa right as the Covenant causes slipspace rupture during the events of Halo 2. Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong description, my bad. The only thing I really remember about Advanced Warfare is that Kevin Spacey is the main villain, which was a great foreshadowing by the development team, so hats off to them. Now after crash landing and finding your way down to the main street, you find yourself fighting a swarm of drones, which is also a type of enemy in Halo, so that would also explain the previous confusion. A little bit later I found myself in a futuristic building, and I decided to listen to the great old Obi-Wan and gain some high ground. But the enemy was actually already on that ground, and Obi-Wan never really specified what to do if you're on equal ground as your enemy, because swinging your lightsaber wasn't exactly a tactic here, and I couldn't really use the Force to block any of the bullets, so I quickly died. I had hoped the Advanced and Advanced Warfare stood for Advanced Skill Set for me, but in actuality it was just Advanced Stupidity, which I guess long term is better than the next game, Infinite Stupidity. Now you start off Infinite Warfare by fighting to Mr. Freeze's evil lair, and once I was inside I didn't really find myself having any issues taking enemies out. And they even gave me a cool ass weapon to kill people with. Everything was looking good and I thought, hey, maybe I'll actually make it past the first level of this game, until they dropped the Titan from Titanfall on me. And I thought I killed it because the number went from 100 to 0%, usually signifying the end of something. But in this case, the Titan decided the 0% was the end of me, much like Apex Legends was the end for the Titanfall series. And my infinite game did not go on for very long. After 14 days, 8 hours, 6 minutes, and 24 seconds, Modern Warfare finally downloaded its update, and I was able to play its campaign, where after a pretty explosion, I died in about 5 minutes. It genuinely wasn't worth the download. It was at this point I thought my Call of Duty One Life journey was complete. Then I realized I owned Call of Duty Ghosts and completely forgot about it, much like most people probably did, and I didn't feel like re-downloading that, so sorry. As you can see, the Call of Duty One Life challenge went a little better than expected. I thought this video was going to be approximately 45 seconds long. It ended up being a little bit longer than that. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in seeing me and my friend play games live on Twitch, links in the description below. And hopefully there'll be another video for you guys pretty soon. I'll see you guys next time.